morning, I dropped off my kid at school and I told her that I read the progress report or the school report card, which shows how she done the past semester, like if she had good results, or if she behaved the way the teacher think that is the right behavior. So teachers have standards set by the school system, and they mark the kids according to those standards. You know, if you did your homework on time, if you attend school how many days a week, if you are late, or if you don't use your day planner, if you don't listen in a classroom, you know, things like that. So there are set rules or normals for how the kids should behave in a school program, and if the kids don't follow those rules, they get different marks. Instead of having, let's say, grade, that A grade or something, they may get something else like an F. But they have also some sort of a letter assignments, like if the kids completed the assignments, or they behave satisfactory, or they need more work, or achieved those goals or set targets, or exceed those targets, they have different letter grade. So regardless, in my old days, we were marked from 1 to 10. So 10 was the best, and generally, if you didn't do well, you would get a 4 mark. 4 is below the passing grade. So 5 was the passing grade, which means you were doing the barely minimum in order to make it through. 4 was below, so you were getting this 4 for some reason. But in the past, I got even a 3 or a 1 or something, because the teacher at the time, he knew that it messes up with your grade. So because they were doing the averaging, so at the end, on that particular subject, you were supposed to get the average above 5 in order to pass for that subject. And if you got a 1, let's say, you would have to work harder in order to make, let's say, to get a 7th or 6th or an 8. So you had to balance out that 1 or 3 in order to make it a 5 at the end of the semester. It was a trimester in the past. So now they have only these 3 type of letter grade. I don't know, maybe it's a better system, maybe. So each school system decide how they mark the kids. So in any case, I told her, you know, I saw your report card, and yeah, I think you do well. And I said, you know, you don't have to push harder to impress someone. I grew some wisdom over the years. When I had my kids, my son, youngest kid, I was very pushy. I was trying to make him get better grades. Why? Because I knew that was the system I grew up in, and I kept saying, you know, you're supposed to have better genetics. Your grandparents, they were both university degree trained. Like his grandfather had engineering degree, was very smart guy. Grandma was also a very smart woman. She was a geography teacher, and his mom she was the second best in the university at the time. And I've been through university technical training a number of years, so the genetics are there. So based on your genetic, you are capable to go through some higher university training or some sort of a higher level training, so you get easier in your career. You don't have to do like myself, work with your hands or something like that, or your physical body. You can have a cozy work. But it took me a number of years to look around and realize that there are people who do easy work, mental work in the office, because they got there because they had the trainings. And that's the system not only in Canada or in North American continent. It's most of places you get a better job if you have a better education, better training, because they look at you, not only how much effort you put into learning, but they look at you about your mental capacity. But there are companies who just want to cover their asses. The hiring managers, they select those who have a specific training because they don't have the skill to test all those candidates who apply for that specific job. And in some companies, they take these new applicants to a skilled worker or a technician or some manager who knows that trade or know that field, and they do a practical and a theoretical test, like a written test. So they want to make sure you don't just have a diploma or a certificate or anything like that makes you appear that you know, but actually they want to test you for actual skill. But most places are too lazy, and before they get to that level of testing, they want to shed a bunch of other applicants who don't have any type of skill related to the position they apply for. And so I kept telling my older son, I said, you need to work harder, have some discipline, so you get a university degree. We have money for that, and you get an easy start. Why you don't take advantage of that? And he tried something, but he figured that he goes by his calling, his dream or something. I don't know if he really found the dream or he goes by the feeling or something like that. And so he went to some different type of training. But if I look at the people who feel their calling, let's say they are monks who become really good into what they do as monks, they go for training starting with a young age, and they learn everything about that specific field. It's not only about meditation and prayer, but they learn how to be self-sufficient, how to work in a farm, how to do chores, how to build a discipline, a mental discipline, and the little building blocks that is required to attain that higher spiritual growth. And so they focus all those years into this type of training instead of going through the school system like a regular school system, which is like a shotgun. They put lots of type of bullets, and hopefully one of the little bullets, like one of the subjects they teach the kids, might help the kids to reach their target. It's exactly like a shotgun, and you waste lots of ammunition to shoot the bird. And sometimes they depends on the shooter because also the person who holds that shotgun, if the person doesn't aim right, none of the bullets go to the right direction, and the shooter may go home with no food, no catch. And it happens to lots of people. Why? Because they don't have a mental focus. They not really into anything. They don't find their dream. And I told my kid, my youngest daughter, I said, I grew wisdom, and you have enough mental capacity to find your true calling, and you go for that instead of being good at everything and ending up into an office or doing some sort of office work and not being happy and trying to buy happiness by buying stuff because now you can afford. You have an office job, you have a good income, good salary, and you don't know how to feel happy, and you end up not being significant because you end up in a corporate environment where other people take credit for your work, and other people brag with your work, and you feel insignificant, like those doctors who go like 9-10 years through training and to practice and to all sort of higher demanding work in a hospital or emergency rooms until they learn the skill, and they end up behind of a desk, or maybe they end up doing something repetitive they don't like. Or if they work in a hospital, let's say in a very high level of knowledge, like a surgery or something like that, require very sophisticated training, then they can't take the credit because other people come with money, other people brag about, I'll put you into this surgery room, I'll take you to operation, I'll save you something, but actually who does the work is that doctor who got lots of training. And it happens lots of, even in trades. You see talented plumbers who work for some company, and the sales people of that company talk to the customer, they interface with the customer, and they make the sale, and the plumber goes, he does the work, and at the end of the day he doesn't feel significant, and ends up getting drunk or something to make himself or herself feeling good. And happens with engineers like that. One part of my family I know, what I used to know, it was doing office work after a number of years of engineering degrees and training, and working in a remote areas as a civil construction engineer. But he ended up drinking almost every evening, because after a long office work day, I don't know, corporate environment, lots of politics, like everywhere in the world. He ended up going out drinking with co-workers, because everyone was the same. They were looking for a good feeling and probably connection and jokes and maybe music in a pub and getting drunk. That was their retreat. So I'm not like that. I never drink and I never smoke. I don't have those things that makes me seek some good feeling, because I feel good about myself the way I am. And I'm supposed to get off the car and go to start the job in a bit of a cold, but it's okay. I know the cold, it actually helps my body to stay healthy, and I'm healthy for the last whatever years, 15 years I do this type of work. I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm healthy. I was not happy all the times, but I feel good. And that's the idea. People make lots of money, they go through the traditional training, they make good money, and they think that's a good job. And if they didn't find their calling, if they work in a wrong field, is not according to what they are supposed to do, their meaning on this planet or this lifetime, they keep seeking that good feeling and significance and self-realization, and they buy cars, they change cars every couple of years. You see them buying another new car, and that's a sign that they are not happy. they divorce easily. So you see that attitude in the North American continent. Lots of people buy, end up in a debt, and they are not happy in their life. They are not happy in their marriage. They are not happy with their spouses. Not happy with the kids. Not happy at work. And lots of people go out getting drunk. Getting drunk is not enough. Then getting drugs. Drugs may give them temporarily good feeling, because that's all those fixes are temporary fixes. And the new marriage is another temporary fix. Why? Because they are not happy. There is not happiness in their mind. They are not happy with who they are. They are not happy with their own self, and they cannot share love. They are unhappy people. And you see people, I go do service in corporate environments, like big offices, and I see people walking like and when they see someone else, then they keep going like zombies. Just a 2-second smile to show some sort of a hi, something. They do. Sometimes they say hi or how are you or something, small talk, but you realize those people are not happy. They are not happy, and I feel sad for those guys, because they went into the trap of the society who used them as robots, as machines, biological machines who execute, do something to make money for others, and those guys are not happy. So I don't want my daughter to end up like that. And I let her decide, and she got decent grades, not best all across the line, but she is a pretty smart kid for her age, and I think she has some talent and wisdom, because I inspire my kids to be wise. So I give them wisdom almost every day. I used to push the wisdom, but now I say, I take it or leave it. One of my kids does not listen, but I know at some point she will remember. So if you have wisdom, pass it on, because that's why you are here. You learn things and you pass it on. So everyone else grows with you. You grow, and everyone else around you grows. You grow, your family grows. Your kids grow, you grow. Okay, so you enjoy your life. Take care. Bye-bye.